guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I wanted to share with you, not really a recipe, but kind of more like a method for the best oven fries ever. Once you make these, you'll find that you probably will hardly ever make French fries again because there's no need to. They come out crispy, unbelievably good, and I'm gonna toss them in garlic and parmesan and parsley when they come out, but by all means, that's just kind of like the flavoring, but the basic point of this video is to show you the method and how to get them to be that crispy, beautiful French fry, but without being fried. You'll need potatoes. The ones I'm cutting the recipe down half today, but because it's just Joe and I. The ones I prefer using are russet potatoes, and I scrub them really, really well. And you can peel them if you want to. I'm not gonna peel them, but you can. Russet potatoes are my favorite kind of potatoes for making French fries. I have a bowl here filled with cold water, and we're doing pretty much exactly the same as we would if we were making regular French fries. I am just going to cut my potatoes lengthwise, and there's a little mark there that you don't like, you can always cut it off. And then all we're gonna do is cut these in French fry shapes. You know, you can make them smaller or thinner. By all means, it's completely up to you. And then I'm just going to dunk them in my water. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna let them sit in that water for a good 30 minutes, because what you want is for the potatoes to release as much of their starch as possible, or a lot of their starch I should say, because that's what is going to give you a really crispy potatoes. Again, we did exactly the same thing when we made French fries here at Laura in the Kitchen about a year ago. So I wanted to show you, and I had a lot of people in that video ask if we could do them baked, and I wanted to perfect the recipe so that I really felt like if you didn't want to fry them, they would be just as good, and I really believe that these are just as good, if not better. So I was thrilled when I finally got it down exactly how I wanted it. So I'm just going to cut this other potato and let them soak in the water for 30 minutes. My potato's been soaking for 30 minutes. Now what's really important is that you put them somewhere, on a flat surface or something when you can dry them really, really well with either paper towels or a kitchen towel. I'm just going to use a kitchen towel today. I got a couple of kitchen towels, which is really my favorite way to do this. Let me move this bowl out of the way. Now it's really important that you get these dry for the next step. First of all, at this point you want to get your oven preheated to 425. And now what I'm going to do, it's very similar to what I do to the rest of, when I make my rosemary roast potatoes, or anytime I really make roast potatoes, is I'm going to put these into the microwave for just about 3 minutes until they begin to soften, but not so that they're totally cooked through or even halfway cooked through. You just want them to soften. So now once you have them dried up, which is perfect, you can put them on a plate, and if you do more than 2 potatoes at a time, you're most likely going to have to do this in batches because you won't be able to fit all the potatoes on one plate. Otherwise, you will overcrowd your plate, and they'll end up just there'll be a mess. Some of them will be okay, some of them won't. It'll just be really weird. So get them all. This will fit perfectly on one plate. It's only 2 potatoes. I'm going to get them on here. I'm going to pop these into the microwave for about 3 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm going to get this baking sheet. This is a large non-stick baking sheet. I'm going to get this really nice and hot in the oven for the same amount of time those take to cook up in the microwave. Just a few minutes. This won't take long because I have my oven preheated to 425, so it'll take no time. So I'm going to pop this in, put the potatoes in the microwave for about 3 minutes, and then be right back to show you the next step. Now you see the potatoes are starting to get tender, but they still kept their shape. You don't want these to cook for too long in the microwave. That's why 4 minutes tops is the perfect amount of time. And then you just take your kitchen towel, make sure it's clean, and you just kind of mix it around. Just make sure that any moisture gets soaked up. The key to this is to keep your potatoes dry, and that's what's going to keep them nice and crunchy. I'm going to add some vegetable oil. For this amount, probably won't need any more than maybe 2.5 tablespoons, maybe 3. Now don't skimp on the vegetable oil. Make sure that your potatoes are coated in the oil, because that, to me, even though you're not deep frying, they should be coated in oil so they get nice and crispy, they don't dry out. So now that we have these perfectly coated, I'm going to get my hot baking sheet out of the oven and get these on there. That is crucial because that's going to get this started on getting them nice and crispy. I'm going to do this with my hands really quick. And you want to make sure your potatoes are in a single layer. Otherwise they'll steam and not get crispy. I know I keep saying crispy about a million times, but it's necessary. Okay, in the oven at 425, between 20 and 25 minutes. You might have to flip them halfway through. Keep an eye on them. You're looking for these to be a really beautiful golden brown and crispy, and you'll notice that we haven't salted them yet, and that's because when you salt a vegetable, it draws liquid out, it draws moisture out. It'll be the opposite of what we want to do. We want to get these really crispy, and then we'll season them and we'll coat them and we'll toss them in some lovely flavorings when they come out. So I'm going to pop these in 20 to 25 minutes or until they're beautifully golden brown and crispy, flipping them upside down if we need to. Now that is what I'm talking about. Look, they keep the texture, they're crispy, they're perfect. While they're hot, hit them with some salt. You can do some truffle salt here, and it would be fabulous. Pepper, chopped parsley and garlic. And because it's hot, because they're hot, they're going to, the flavor will release. And then, whoa, I'm trying to do this while they're hot. Some freshly grated Parmigiano for a little something extra. Oh, if you could smell this right now, you'd understand my excitement. Look at the texture. Look at the color. And these took 20 minutes. I did flip some of them halfway through, but not all of them. Look at that. I mean, just beautiful. Just, listen. You hear? Listen to the texture. I'm trying to do it in the mic so you can hear. Not fried at all. You don't have to use these seasonings. I just love garlic, parsley, Parmigiano. But the point is to show you the method on how to get French fries that are baked that sound like that. Even better than fried. LauraInTheKitchen.com will have the recipe written for you step by step. I hope you enjoy spending time with me. If you make them, please share a picture on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I would love to see your recreation of them. Hope you enjoy spending time with me. I gotta eat this while they're hot. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.